Yeah. My name is Jack.
Jack, okay. Tell me what's going on. Let me start by getting the engine size, okay?
Okay, well, I left my buddy's house this morning because I live in Queen Creek, and I was going to head back. Started right up, right? So I stopped at the first gas station here on, where am I at? Out Palo Verde and Havasu Avenue, right? And I get back in it, nothing. The lights come on and everything, and the interior dash lights up and everything. My buddy brought jumper cables, and it's not jumping, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so this is a 2019 Ford F-150?
Yes, sir.
And what size engine do we have?
It's a 6-cylinder. I used to know those things, but
okay. Well, we're going to go with the 2.7 gas engine.
Is it?
I think so here. So
that's a great engine.
Yeah. So when you try to start it, what happens? Does it click at all?
No clicking. The lights come on and then nothing. It shows the very bottom of the speedometer. How it lights up. It shows a battery light, but the battery's new. I mean, it's maybe a couple months old, but it's not. It's still this year.
Okay. Do you know what the battery voltage is at?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Have you checked the fuses?
Where are the fuses? I was looking for the fuses. Where would they be located?
So you probably have a couple fuse boxes under the hood and then one inside the vehicle. I can look it up here for you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because we thought of that too, me and my buddy, but I looked underneath the passenger side dash, but driver's side, I couldn't see a fuse box or anything. Now, I'll tell you, right, the negative cable was a little bit loose. We tightened that up, but we could swivel it, but then I tightened it up, and but like I said, it started right up the first thing this morning when I got in
there. So the cable's tight now, is that correct?
Oh yeah, we tightened it up. Yeah. Okay. And then we had jumper cables on it for a while, for about 10-15 minutes. He revved up his engine, the whole thing, and still wouldn't do nothing.
All right, so you have a battery junction box on the right side of the engine compartment, which is the passenger side.
Okay.
And then let's take a look here. Usually they have a body control module inside the vehicle on the passenger side, or the smart junction box on the driver's side. Here, body control module. Here it is. And you haven't checked for codes in the computer, is that correct?
Haven't what?
Check for diagnostic trouble codes?
No, I didn't know I had it. I don't have. I bought it, and it doesn't have the owner's manual on it, because I would have gone into that too. But
okay.
There's no owner's manual.
Okay. So to answer your question, so you got the fuse box under the hood, and then you do have a body control module that's got some fuses in it, and that's located on the right kick panel inside the vehicle.
On the passenger side or the driver's?
And the right kick panel would be the passenger side.
Yeah, that's funny, because I looked and I couldn't see anything. Would it be underneath the seat, maybe?
You might have to remove that kick panel, or let's take a look here. Let me just take a look for you real quick. Maybe I can get you a picture. Yeah, you got to remove the kick panel. Did you pull that kick panel out?
What kick panel?
Remember we talked about on the right kick panel?
You mean that glove box area?
Well, it's going to be below the glove box.
Oh, hang on a second. Okay. The big long black box cover, underneath the glove box?
It's on the right, so that's the kick panel on the right side.
The kick panel on the right side, Sam. Underneath the glove box. On the right side of it.
And it says, release the 4 clips and remove the right-hand side lower cowl trim panel. disconnect the electrical connectors, and then
Okay. There's 4 clips on that thing, Sam. You seen it? Okay, I can see all the fuses, and it looks like 2 big clamp things, 3 maybe. Come on. Did I lose you?
no, I'm still here. I can barely hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. Yeah. Well, I guess I. Okay. Yeah, we found it. We can see it, but I can't see anything. I mean, I hate those old type fuses like this, but.
Okay. Well, Ford didn't. They didn't design, their vehicle, whether you like it or not. This is Ford's design, so you're going to have to. I'm just answering your question. Where are the fuses? So again, there's one under the hood, and then this is the other. This is the body control module that has some fuses. So you're going to have to go through the fuses and make sure none of them are blown. So if the fuses are good, if the battery's not the problem, then we could have a bad starter, or we could have an issue with the starting circuit. I'd be willing to bet there's a couple different computers that are used to start and run this engine. The body control module being one of them, the engine or powertrain control module being the other one. Let's take a look. Let me pull up a diagram here of your starting circuit. There's no anti-theft or security light on or flashing on the dash. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Okay. And you don't have a code reader or a scan tool, do you?
A what?
A scanner that you can plug in and check for codes, you said?
No, I sure don't. No.
Now, you can get one on Amazon for relatively inexpensive, $20, $30, $40. You can get them on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this will tell you if there's any communication codes, in the computer system, if there's any communication problems, and any.
The plug is underneath the steering wheel, right? You plug into it?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. I used to have one, so yeah.
So yeah, you got a couple different fuse boxes to check. And let me just explain real quick here how the starting circuit works. So the BCM, fuse number 18 in the BCM, in the right kick panel that we just talked about, that powers up your ignition switch. And then in the start position, the ignition switch will send a signal to the powertrain control module at the right rear of the engine compartment. And then what happens is the powertrain control module will then activate the starter relay. Here it is. And the starter relay is in the battery junction box under the hood. The contacts inside the relay will close. It'll send power through fuse number 5. It's a 30 amp fuse, and then down to the starter. So what you could do before you get a scan tool is you could always check, make sure that starter relay is activating. You should be able to hear and feel the relay click. And then you can also check for power down at the starter. But if you want, I can let you work on that, and you can always reply back online and let me know what you find.
Okay. Well, I'm not having any luck with this.
Again, that's why I gave you several different options, right?
Yeah.
So in some cases, if these modules lock up, you can disconnect the battery cables from the battery and rub the cables together for 5 minutes. In rare cases, this will unlock a locked up module and it might start working again. But I would probably check for codes first. I know you don't have a scan tool, but I suppose you could do that first, before you check for codes. But some guys would say, no, you got to check for codes because you're going to lose all the memory when you do that. But I understand that you don't have a scanner, so it's up to you.
Yeah, you guys don't come out of the job sites, huh?
Well, I can connect you with a mobile mechanic if you want to go that route.
Yeah, because I have a bad back. I mean, I'm 78. So.
Yeah. I tell you what, let me go ahead and once we're off the phone here, I'll send you some information over. In my reply, the very first link is called yourmechanic.com. And you just click on that link and you can head over to their website and give them a call, let them know where you are and what's going on. Hopefully they can come out and get you up